We're going to get going, guys, and I'm going to talk into this mic because we're videotaping this session for people who can't be here. So everything has changed about clinic and externship applications, we're excited to say. And if you never knew how we did it before, that's fine, then it's just all fine. But if you knew how we did it before, it's all different. So basically, we've made two primary changes. The first is that, so how many, are you all 2Ls? Or raise your hands if you're 2Ls. Okay, and some 1Ls are here to watch, to get the lay of the land, which is great. So for 2Ls, we want you to be able to plan for your entire year. So this spring, you're going to apply for fall and spring opportunities for next year. That's completely new. We want to be able to think about when you want to do what and how you want to plan your third year. Assuming all the spots don't fill up in the spring for the fall, in the spring for next spring, you'll have another opportunity to apply in the fall, but we're not suggesting that you wait because this is brand new and we're trying it and it's possible that everything will fill up. So that's the first change. The second change is we used to have you rank your preferences. So you'd say, I want criminal defense clinic first and mediation clinic second and public interest externship third. And you'd really only get reviewed by whoever you put as your first choice. And we felt like, because most of us filled up with our first choice application. So we felt like that wasn't fair to students and people were trying to game the system and it didn't really work. So this year you can apply to anything you want as a first choice. And there are going to be 8 separate applications on Simplicity, 5 for the externship program and 3 for clinics. And we will all review everybody who applies to us. We will accept whoever we want to accept. You will then, so you might get into 3 or 4 programs and then you'll choose the one that you want and then we'll go to our wait list. So we're hoping this is going to be more fair. It may be more complicated, but that's what we're doing. And all the applications will be on Simplicity as of today. So just in terms of, so I'll just say, so we've tried to greatly expand your options and make you better able to plan exactly what you want. We realize that because we expanded the options so dramatically, there's going to be some confusion, and it is complicated, all the different things that you can do, even for us. So everybody knows me, I'm Lori Barron. I'm happy to talk to anybody about helping you sequence and plan and apply. I'm going to sit in the bistro on Monday at lunchtime, so if you want to stop by and you have questions, and feel free to email me, and we will help you plan. So just the deadlines quickly. The deadline for applications is March 21st. We will give you the results of what you get into by April 2nd. There'll probably be then another round because some of you will get into more than one thing and you'll pick something and that'll free up a slot for somebody else. And we'll have you ready to register by fall registration, which is April 14th through the 18th. Okay, so the applications, we've used the same template for everything, so it shouldn't be that complicated for you to submit multiple applications, but you'll have to tailor your answers to whichever program you're applying to. All right, so we're going to do externships first, and I'm going to talk quickly about those. And does everyone have the handout yet, or not? So we'll give you the handout at the end, but I'm just going to say, so you guys have heard about this guarantee that we have of a semester's worth of clinical experience, either in an externship or a clinic. It doesn't technically apply to you guys yet. It applies to the 1Ls, not the 2Ls, but our goal is to make sure that everybody gets something that they want, at least one. But we've also expanded our rules so that you can do more of this stuff than you used to be able to do before. So you can do a maximum of 2 semesters of clinical of a clinical externship or a clinic. And the combinations will be on this sheet that we're going to hand out, but basically, it used to be that you could do 1 clinic and 1 externship, and that was it. Now you can do 2 clinics if you want to. You can do 1 clinic and 1 externship. You can do 1 clinic and 1 semester in practice, which is a type of externship. Or you can do 2 externships as long as they don't total more than 12 clinical externship credits. So I don't want to confuse you, but basically the maximum number of clinical credits you can take is 20, and the easiest way to get there is 1 clinic, which is 8, and a semester in practice, which is 12. But you can do that in other combinations. So most of you won't hit 20 unless you do a semester in practice and a clinic. Okay? I think that's enough of the numerical stuff. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the two programs that I run. The first is the Public Interest Externship Program. You can do it for 4, 6, or 12 credits, which is semester in practice. And there is no such thing as a semester in practice disconnected from an externship program. You apply to an externship program, and then if you want to do it full time, you apply to do it for 12 credits. So in that public interest externship program, you now have the opportunity to go wherever you'd like to go. If you want to do that in your hometown of Albany or California or somewhere else, you will find the placement. I'll help you do that. I'll have to make sure it's a viable placement. But you can do that for 12 credits of externship plus a 2-credit seminar. So all the externships come with a 2-credit seminar. So public interest externship, I teach the class. If you're local, if you're remote somewhere else, I will probably also teach that class, and we'll come up with some cool online Brady Bunch kind of screen with you guys Skyping in and stuff like that. I know nobody gets the Brady Bunch reference. It's a show from the 60s. Okay, there were 6 kids, and they were on a screen, and they would all look at each other. Okay, so the public interest externship program, you're working in an office in Providence somewhere else, public defender, civil legal services, government, child advocate, mental health advocate, medical legal partnership, a variety of things, you name it, you can do it. We probably have 20 pre-approved placements, but now the sky's the limit because you can go wherever you want to go. There is no longer a mediation clinic, so people who have an interest in mediation can apply to the public interest externship and do a placement at CMCRI, which stands for the Community Mediation Center of Rhode Island. But it has a new name. It has a new name.
Center for Mediation and Collaboration in Rhode Island.
Okay. So that's what it's called. Just put down mediation and I'll know what you mean. Okay, so that's the public interest externship. And Professor Kogan is the one who taught the mediation clinic in the past. It's not being offered, but he will help us find placements for you if that's what you want to do. Judicial externship, you work with a judge in Rhode Island, or if there's one you can find somewhere else, you're welcome to find one somewhere else. In Rhode Island, we work with judges in the First Circuit Court of Appeals and Federal District Court, in the Rhode Island Supreme Court, and in the Rhode Island Superior Court, also workers' comp sometimes. I've been supervising that program. Depending on how many applications we get for students who want to do remote semesters in practice, it's possible that Professor Kogan will be supervising this program next year. So we'll see when the applications come in. It's a 2-credit class taught by Judge Smith and Judge Flaherty. Again, you can do it for 4, 6, or 12 credits. Because it's the real world, we have to consider sort of your GPA and transcript and recommendations from professors for judicial, because they care about that stuff in a way that some other placements don't. So basically, you apply to the program. In your essay, you can say the type of placement you're looking for, but once you get into the program, then I bring you in and meet with you, and we figure out where you want to be and what's the right placement. So don't worry so much about the placement. Just think about the type of experience you want to have, judicial or public interest, or one of our other 3 externship programs. In the Feinstein Center, we have binders of evaluations, everybody who's ever done an externship program, so you can read about experiences people have had, and that can be helpful. I think that's all I'm going to say.